Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I think we're live. We are live here with our Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is us vamping once again. This is called
the vamp portion. This is our intro vamp.
Vamp.
We're just waiting for Felipe, who is our amazing off-camera.
Let's just call it what it is.
actor.
Felipe is stressed today. He's doing a lot of work.
He is.
There's a lot going on.
There is.
We even tried to engage him in an Instagram video. He was genius, but it came at a cost.
Yeah, it did. It did. And we're trying to make him laugh. So we're good. We're live. Okay. Hi, everybody. I hope you brought your lunch. We just ordered lunch, so we'll be eating after this. I'm Risa.
My name is Steve.
And we are here at the BGB studio in North Hollywood, California.
Right. And we're talking about reels today.
Yes. R-E-E-L-S.
Yes.
So every time I type in reel, R-E-A-L comes up, and it always reminds me of what a reel really should be.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah.
That's a meme, I think. We should make that a meme. So
real, real, real.
Right. So we're piggybacking on the last week during which we did a Facebook Live about headshots. We offered a free gift to those of you who wanted to take that opportunity. Which
is an audio gift, and we hope that you came and took advantage of it. And if you didn't, you can. It's posted on our BGB feed page.
Right. And hell, let's offer another one, shall we? There'll be a gift at the end of this thing, because why not? Because we're here and actors ask us these questions all the time, and we want you to know, because we want you to have a reel that you can feel good about, that offers you, because it helps the whole process. It makes this whole industry work a little bit better if we can scrape away all the BS and all the mishigas and all the insecurity and just get to the work of it. So,
can I just ask one question
please,
before we go? I want to know exactly where I'm supposed to be looking. Where's the camera? Because Philip, you're pointing at the entire phone.
Hold on. There, it's right. It's right there.
Is it? Is that really true?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, great. I'll look there. Because I just want to look at you. Okay.
I'm going to look over here.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So here's a story. I pursued an acting career for a little bit, and after 10 years or so of work, I worked a little bit here and there. I was putting my reel together. I was walking away from the editing suite or whatever it is, because back in those days we didn't have iMovie. We had to go to somebody. So, but I'm walking away, and I'm thinking, holy smokes. My life's work, the totality of 10 years of sweat and tears, just amounted to 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Footage.
Of decent work, not my best.
Good work. He was an amazing actor, by the way. You should watch his reel.
All the same, the notion that you're going to melt this thing down and that this reel encapsulates and basically tells the story of your talent or lack thereof is daunting, and I think that in and of itself is going to cause you to approach your reel with, oh my God, I have to present something amazing, and so let's add the sizzle reel and let's have the footage of me, crossing and saying one word to Al Pacino in that thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's offer this presentational. Really, I'm good. Trust me, I'm good. I've
acted with the stars. I've been on Law and Order.
All of that stuff.
Yeah.
And so your reel then amounts to a presentation of please love me, please I'm really good, trust me, as opposed to here's my work.
It may sound simple, and what we want to really underline is that you doing your most authentic and fullest work is all we want to see, and all we need, anybody needs, is a little segment of that. Because first of all, our attention span, all of us, we're all guilty of this, is very short these days.
And getting worse, getting shorter.
Yeah, and there's just so much coming at everybody, and when you're looking for somebody's work, you want to get a sense of who they are, who they are essentially, and who they are in their fullest, deepest, most dropped-in experience. Is we want to get to it really fast. So you may have to edit footage, you may have to cut right into it. We don't need all the other stuff, and we certainly don't need the fancy. Because even if you were on a procedural and you were confessing to being the killer or any of that stuff, we want to get to the juiciest, deepest, or most interesting, engaging part of that. That's it. You don't need all the shoe leather, as editors say.
Right. So then you have to weed the garden, and some of this gets down to what is the purpose of a reel. And if when you look at a reel and you walk away with, wow, the purpose of this person's reel clearly was to show us that they were on a network show once or twice, or to show us that they can cry, or to show, is it that? Is it or is it here's my work in a really bold, deep way? And if,
unapologetic way, yeah. Too.
And if
yeah.
that's the
More
answer,
careful, yeah.
if that's the goal,
yeah.
then that can happen in many ways, in
yeah.
ways that actors don't think, oh, I haven't done a bunch of guest stars, so I can't have a reel. Not true.
Not true at all. And here's another interesting thing about it. So the latter is the priority. We don't need fancy. We don't need all the little bells and whistles of it all. These days, we're looking at reels. Everyone's looking at reels more and more to see who you are. More than headshots, more than even auditions in the room, more than anything at all. Reels are your biggest and best calling card. And so your job is to figure out how to really show your absolute best work in a few minutes. And it only needs to be a few minutes. Yeah,
absolutely.
So that's the goal, and we want to talk about that with you and make sure that you know that. So questions are going to come up, we're sure, like should we have several reels? Should we have the sizzle reel? Should we have the comedy reel? And the answer is, in my opinion, and you're going to, by the way, you're going to get different answers and different input from managers and agents and friends and other casting people and all kinds of input from the industry. You have to again look at this material and say, am I does this really represent me? Does this really show me off in the most authentic and strongest way possible? And then you decide what that is, because there's really no right answer. A lot of agents are using a series of clips now for their people when they have a series of clips, which are fine, but then you got to weed through all of that. So if you've got a lot of material, you can sort through it and you can do a series of clips. But for me, what I always want to look at is 2 minutes of great work in segments or in one piece.
Right.
And that's it. Just to have something where I can say, I get you, I see you, I'm invested in you, I'm on your journey, I want to know more.
And speaking of just a short time span of amazing work, a fancy executive told you once, Lisa.
Yeah, all we need is 2 minutes of great work for us to fall in love with somebody and put them on our show.
Right. And so once again, you want to look at your reel and think, this is my work, full stop.
Yeah.
And this is not my attempt out of insecurity or doubt to make myself seem or present myself as something that I am not, because, and this is a really important point, your value, what will bring you success, is your work. I mean, it sounds so elementary, but when you don't feel like your work is enough, or you don't have the confidence in the industry because you've been rejected so many times, you don't have the confidence in them that they will say, oh yeah, work is what really is of value, then your mind starts spinning and you start having a reel that starts straying from your work. It starts presenting you in the same way we talked about with headshots as these distractions, these things that aren't of you, in an attempt to try to trick them into thinking that you're worth something. The worth in this business as an actor is your talent, is your acting ability, boldly and unapologetically. If your reel represents that, no matter the form, so long as we can see you and hear you, but and I think you can attest to this, if there's something on a reel that you shot in your living room, but it was shot well, clear, you can hear, that's enough.
And I would say a few things, a few do's and don'ts, just real quick, because we're going to throw some of that out to you. One is, don't include self-tapes unless the self-tape itself is so extraordinary that it looks like a piece of footage, because otherwise we're really watching somebody in process of finding their way. And not that self-tape should be that anyway, and that's a whole other thing, and we're going to get to that in June, so we'll let you know about that. Don't send class material, again, unless it's produced in class at a very high level, but a scene shot in class is not going to do it. And then that might lead you to feel like I don't have enough material, and we'll talk about that a little bit more when we're done. But those are a couple of do's and don'ts. I just want to get back to the practicals of the different reels. So have a comedy reel, sure. Have a drama reel, sure. Have a commercial reel, absolutely. But do make sure that you have one piece that is 1 to 2 to 3 minutes of everything. And I just watched a reel. I don't know if you saw this the other day. Somebody sent us for class this amazing reel. The guy had incredible footage. You liked it, Felipe, a lot as well. And what I really liked, and some people say not to do this, but I like it, is he took one scene and he had it cut throughout the piece, and he kept coming back to it because it was his strongest piece of material. And the reason why I liked that, it was a touchstone, it kept me attentive, it woke me up and like, oh, there he is again doing that, which I liked in the first place. And so my point is, you can edit your material.
Right.
You have the ability now to go in and really, as Steve says, weed the garden, really cut out the fat and get to the absolute core of your best work. And that may mean some interesting, fun editing, and I would definitely encourage that.
Right. And this speaks to, look, you're a creative person. Bring creativity to your creative materials.
Yeah.
Why
and
not?
it's fun. It's you can do great work. So length of reel, again, just keep it short. Yeah.
As short as possible,
Like
without
3
sacrificing
seconds.
your talented work.
Yeah.
No, you just can't expect anyone in this day and age to sit through a 4-minute reel. Even I can't believe I'm saying that, but I mean, it's just not, because they're watching it on the 405 or whatever as they're driving.
What somebody said to me, this was a producer said this to me. He said, when somebody sends me a reel, and he's a pretty well-known producer, he goes, I go to the end to see what the length is, and then I decide how I'm going to watch it. So if it's more than 3 minutes, then I go, I'm going to watch bits and pieces. If it's and that's okay. Sometimes that's okay. So just make sure your strongest, most authentic and most recent stuff is up first. And if you've got old stuff, it's useful, it's fine, but you don't want to kind of get to it and go, oh, that was 20 years ago. And I was working on a reel with a friend recently, and he had so much great work, but he said, I just can't let go of any of it, so I'm sending it to you so you can, be brutal and kill your darlings. So I said, he had maybe 4 or 5 pieces where he was a lawyer in a courtroom on several different shows. That's for you, Tim Ransom. And so it was about really pulling aside the best ones. And he goes, but here I'm with this famous person, and here I look really good, and here I'm thinner, and here I'm... And so I said, let's look at it and pick the best 2. And best 2 meaning that where the strongest, boldest, most engaging work is going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, some of you are not going to have that extent of material. And that's okay. And one of the things we want to talk about is making your own work. So, do we have any questions about that?
Yes, we have an email question.
Yeah.
Wondering, what if I don't have enough material? How can I create my own reel?
What if I don't have enough material? Yeah, which is a big deal, I think, for people.
Yes, and it can leave you feeling like you're in this place of hopelessness. It's one of the things that people tell themselves so that they can stay on the couch and keep eating ice cream all day. Maybe get up to go to the gym and then come back. You know what I mean? Yeah, it must be nice, but not for an actor, because here you are in the Olympics of acting, and forward motion is imperative.
Yeah.
So when you get to that wall, well, I just don't have material, and then someone says, well, so what are you going to do? I need a reel. Well, to get a reel, you have to. It starts to be this catch-22. If I don't have material, in order to book, you have to have material, but I don't have. What do? Well,
you make your own reel.
You make your own reel.
Yeah. And actually, that's part of our gift today.
Right.
We have an audio that we're going to share with you, and Felipe is going to put that up in now. You can put it up now if you want to. He's pressing go, and this will take you to our website, where we will offer you an audio about why making your own work is important, and why being able to show it is equally important.
And it's just, when it comes to reels or headshots or anything else, you gotta make shit happen. You have to be the kind of person that hits a wall and regroups and figures out a way around or over or through it. And you cannot stop. And that doesn't mean that you're obsessive about it, but it means you're a creative person. So get creative. And if you're not, the kind of person who can shoot your own stuff, find someone who will.
Yeah.
Collaborate with other artists. Apropos our discussion about, even if it's in your living room, if it's shot well and you find someone who you can work with to put up some lights and make this thing look great, then do it. You have to. It's essential.
And it doesn't have to be this monumental thing that you've created, this short. I mean, you should be making short films, and you should be creating work separately anyway, not for the sake of a reel primarily, but you can sit there and have somebody shoot you in a conversation or a monologue or some incredible piece of material that you love, and that can become your reel. It doesn't have to be hugely produced and take 2 years to create. Right. You could replace it. This is not precious. Like you were saying, your whole life in your whole 10 years of work in 3 minutes. You should be constantly refreshing your reel, because you should be constantly refreshing your work and your production of your work, and it shouldn't be precious, it shouldn't be hugely careful, but it should be absolutely the highest standard. And you can start to get scrappy and creative and really assertive about making that happen.
Right. It's one of the cool things we see actors at the studio. When they start engaging in that kind of behavior, and it starts feeding on itself.
That's the leadership we talk about.
Right.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, their whole mindset changes, and they're emitting a different aura almost, and they walk in with leadership, with their head held high, and it's just a different approach.
And they're having more fun, and they're really reminding themselves what they love about this, because this is really about you doing what you love. So finding ways to do that. And the more you do that, the more it reflects in your entire career, and ultimately keeps you happier. And you can use all of that great work that you create and self-generate in your reel.
Right. So we've got this gift. It's free if you want to click that link there, and Felipe has put it up, and maybe you can even put it up again. You can click on that, and the notion here is that some of the practice of this stuff, again, just like the headshots, the practice of this, of getting a clear sense of who you are, what you want out of your reel, what you want from the person watching your reel, that is a practice. It's more than just listening to a Facebook Live, but it's taking the time in your day to sit down and really process this stuff on a deeper level. So that's what we're going to offer in that audio. Again, it's free. Check it out.
And if you have any questions or comments, please put that in the comment section below, and email us if you have any questions or anything you want to share with us at info@raymondgarciabraun.com. You can always find that on our website, and Felipe, we also put that down here, our email address, so that you have that. Come to the free gift link and grab it, watch it, let us know what you think. Be a part of our community. This really matters to us. We want you to succeed. We want you to show your best work. We want people to fall in love with your great talent, and we want you to find the strength and the focus in yourself to make work happen and create a great reel that represents you.
Right, because we know once you do that, it's a massive shift, and positive things happen as a result of that.
Absolutely. So thanks for spending some time with us, and we will be here again next Tuesday at 12:30, and we're going to talk about websites, which is part of your creative toolbox. So make sure you put that on your calendar to be here then. And the video will be also posted, so you can share that with your friends who may have missed this, and we will see you again then. And thanks for spending time with us at the BGB studio.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Bye.